Hey y'all, what's up? I'm here for Love and Hip Hop New York Season 7, Episode 4. Actually, we got two episodes tonight. I don't understand why. But yeah, let's just, talk about it. So we start off with Yandy and Judy. They meet up, I guess, at the park or something. Kim has been hospitalized for the last few days, and Judy want to sit up here and talk about how life is too short and blah blah blah. And she tells Yandy about the meeting that she had with Kim, and also how Kim brought Samantha and Erica. And so Julie felt like it was an ambush. And then, Yandy is like, why didn't you call me and all this other stuff? Why didn't you call your daughter and everything? And I mean, not Kim. Judy, she's like, well, your name was already brought up enough, so I didn't, want to cause any more commotion. And then she starts telling her about Kim's heart attack and everything. And Yandy starts to question it, like, did you really think she had a heart attack? And all this other stuff. And, Judy is like, well, I mean, I'm praying for the bitch or whatever. I'm just like, that just sounded so insincere. I'm praying for the bitch or whatever. Like, you ain't praying for a motherfucking thing. Now, like I told you guys last week, I'm not, quite certain that Kim had a heart attack. I do feel like something really was wrong with her, but I'm just not sure that it was a heart attack. But yeah, Judy, you was not sincere with that bullshit. But anyways, so Judy tells, Yandy that Amir and Little Mendices, are supposed to be having like a graduation party soon. And Judy wants Yandy to be there, part of the festivities and everything. And, for everybody to try to get along. And is it me? Or was I not paying attention in this particular moment? But did they edit out that part where we saw last week in the previews for this week's episode where Judy had said something like, well, we just gonna have to have a conversation with the bitches who ain't gonna have a heart attack or some shit like that she was saying. Did they edit that shit out, Mona? You think you're slick, okay? But I don't know, like I said, maybe I just halfway was paying attention at that moment. But y'all let me know, did they edit that shit out? But anyways, so next we get Rich. He's meeting up with his baby mama and his daughter. They're in town and everything. He says that he's hung up the creep squad card or whatever, and he wants to help his daughter take over his business, his empire. And I'm just like, what empire? Anyways, so I mean, child, I guess, but so um the baby mama, is going to give Rich a second chance with their daughter Ashley. And I apologize for keep on saying his baby mama, but I always forget her name for some reason. But yeah, so she's going to give Rich a second chance with their daughter Ashley for her to stay the summer there. She's laying down ground rules, no tats, no piercings, and instead of her curfew being 10 o'clock, it could be 10:05. I'm just like, oh wow, a measly 5 minutes added on, like. Really, girl? Anyways, so the baby mama asks about, his creep squad friends and everything, and, blah, blah, blah. And, Rich is like, well, they good and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. Because, she doesn't really want that around Ashley and everything, with they nonsense. So, he's like, oh, I don't want to tell y'all about my new girlfriend and all this other stuff. And, he reveals that he has a girlfriend named Jade and everything. And they're like, how old is she? And he's like, 24. But he whispers it to them. And Ashley looking like, what the fuck? Like, nigga, really? Like, 24? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, so pretty much she's not feeling it because she wants her dad to focus on them two, this summer and not, these, hoochies running out here that, don't really give a fuck about him and his old worm ass. So anyways, moving on from that, we get Cardi B. She's in the studio. She's using Swift's phone to, type her rhymes in and everything. And as she's in his phone typing her rhymes, a text message comes through and it says wifey, which is, Swift's girlfriend. And, she's, in the girlfriend's name is Asia, and she's talking shit about Cardi in the text message or whatever. And Cardi, she feels the type of way about it. Cardi is like, when Swift comes in the room, she's like, who's this? or whatever, like, who is this on your phone, and all this other stuff. And Swift, he decides to come clean, and he's like, that's my girlfriend and everything, and we've been together for 2 years, and we've been having some trust issues going on, and blase blase. And Cardi is like, I don't care about him having a girlfriend, like, that's none of my business, but she got my name in her mouth and all this other stuff, and putting my relationship in jeopardy by saying all this stuff about me and everything. I'm like, Cardi girl, you put your own relationship in jeopardy when you sat up here and let that boy kiss you. So, I mean, what the fuck? Y'all both put your relationships in jeopardy. So, like, really? But anyway, so, Cardi is like, yo, if you bring me around her, I'm whooping her ass on sight and blase blase and all this other stuff. And, Cardi is like, she got the nerve to call me inappropriate or whatever. She was like, you inappropriate, you kissing me and everything. And she was like, I ain't even petty like that for real. But now I'ma fuck your man and all this other stuff since you want to say all this stuff about me and blase blase. But anyways, moving on from that, we get DJ Self. He's meeting up with Mariah Lynn at the store. He wants to make her the next big superstar, but this time with paperwork involved, unlike Cardi B. So, he wants her to be a part of his Gwenin label and everything. She, Mariah Lynn, she kind of has basically trust issues a little bit ever since, the shit happened with Sky, when Sky was trying to give her Bianca's record. And, she wants Self to put her as number one. And Self was like, you are going to be the top priority and everything, this, that, and the third. And my thing is, I don't understand why these artists on this damn franchise be acting like as if a motherfucker is only supposed to work with them and them only. Like they like that. You know what I'm saying? Even singers and rappers and stuff that are like that, they, their managers and, whoever has more than one person that they work with. Like, anyways, but he wants to do like this big launch show or whatever for the Gwenin label and everything, and he decides to sweeten the deal by trying to buy her stuff or whatever out the store. So anyways, but she says that she has to think about signing with him. So moving on from that, we get Snoop. She realizes that she was wrong for the whole situation with Sophie Green, and she decides to meet her up at the gym to tell her that she can't really work with her no more and everything. And she tells Sophie, you got me in trouble with my girlfriend and all this other stuff. And, Sophie says that, it's just all business and everything. So she don't know why her girlfriend tripping and all this other stuff. Snoop, says, I'm going to have, Jewels work with you instead and everything. And, Sophie was a little bit disappointed to hear that because, Snoop is not only, doing the music thing, she's also an actress and all this other stuff. And, that's what Sophie really wants to, get her foot into next is the whole acting thing. And, it would have been a good opportunity to work with Snoop. And she's telling Snoop, about her life story, about, her career and how she had to, do things by herself. And, nobody's really helped her out and all this other stuff. So Snoop decides she's going to keep her word and help Sophie Green out. So moving on from that, we get the graduation party. Kim, she's doing better, but she can't take no more stress. And in this family, it's a lot of stress. You know what I'm saying? And Yandy, she comes in with Judy or whatever. Kim, she decides to take the kids to have fun and everything, and Judy, accompanies her in that. And so Yandy feels like she was set up to be alone with Erica and Samantha. So Yandy says that Mendices has been trying hard to keep the family together, which they haven't been doing. And then Samantha brings up what Kim told her about what Yandy said in regards to Kim having little Mendices with Kim and all this other stuff. And Yandy feels like that Samantha just wants to keep little Mendices away from her and all this other stuff. Samantha, she's like, I literally want to puke right now as I'm listening to you talk and everything, this, that, and the third. Yandy says, no, I think she said she wanted to puke because of what Yandy had said or something like that. She pretty much just wants Yandy to say sorry and everything about saying the stuff that she said about her. And Yandy said, Yandy deflects from that, and instead, sit up here and tries to sit up here. I mean, instead she tries to sit up here and say, it's about the kids, it's about the kids and all this other stuff. Samantha starts popping off on her and everything. Yandy keeps on talking about how she wants the kids to be together. Erica, she jumps in because she realizes Samantha is getting really upset. Erica is like that Yandy has to learn her place and all this other stuff, and that she needs to tell the truth about things and everything. And she's sitting up here, and Erica brings up the fact that Yandy said that her baby was a break baby and all this other stuff. And Yandy was like, I never said that. And, Erica was like, well, you implied it and all this other stuff. And Yandy was like, well, stop talking about stuff that was implied. And, let's talk about the facts or whatever. And Yandy says that Mendeecees was staying with her for 7 months. And Erica was 8 months pregnant or whatever. And how Mendeecees says that, him and Erica was never together and all this other stuff. Of course he's going to tell you that. Like, come on. And, Erica brings up the fact that, you had a baby 10 months behind me and all this other stuff. And, Yandy calls her a slide. I guess that's trying to, call her like a jump off bitch or something like that. She was like, you a slide, ma, and all this other stuff. Erica, she pulls out the evidence about, her and Mendeecees living together, the passports, how they used to take trips together, and etc. Yandy says that doesn't solidify a position and everything. And, Erica's like, I thought this is about the kids and all this other stuff. And Yandy, she throws in their face about how they're married. And this is what I forgot to say to y'all. After all that running my mouth I did last week, I forgot to say to y'all about the fact that Yandy and Mendeecees is not even legally married, which is even more of a reason as to why motherfuckers be feeling like you be overstepping your boundaries, because you're not even legally married to him. Now, I understand why you didn't get legally married to him, because then you would have been having to pay his child support. That was a smart move. But at the same time, that just makes it even more of a reason why you need to stay in your motherfucking lane, Yandy. And like I told y'all last week, with all this dumb shit, you know what I'm saying, that's been hitting the blogs and then watching the show, I can never be 100% on anybody's side in this situation, because at the end of the day, it is about the kids, and all this extra shit is just unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? But Samantha, she's over it at this point. She walks out or whatever, and then Erica follows up behind her. And Yandy had said something about Erica or whatever, and then that's when Erica threw an insult back, and that was the end of that bullshit. But yeah, it's just like, I mean, the shit is ridiculous. I'm about sick of this motherfucking storyline. And Mona, why Yandy's supposed to be your BFF or whatever, why you got her looking like this season? Mona usually have Yandy looking a little bit more clean cut than this, but yeah, this season, she just got her laying everything out on the motherfucking table, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of taking me back to, season 2, when I didn't like Yandy, when Chrissy and Jim was still up here. But once they left the show, and, it kind of helped me get to know Yandy a little bit more, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of okay with her now, whatever, but now I'm kind of back to, I don't know about her. I kind of don't really care for Yandy too much at this point. But because she does try to act like, she Ray Charles to the bullshit, and like she don't be knowing like what the fuck motherfuckers be talking about. But anyways, moving on from that, we get Swift. He's out with Asia. She's talking about how they met on Instagram and all this other stuff, and how they haven't seen each other in 8 months and everything, because you guys know she lives in London and she has her little UK accent going on. And Asia asks about, the post that Cardi has made on social media, as if she was throwing like a shot at Asia or some shit like that. And Swift, he's making excuses, talking about something. Come on, you know how Cardi is, and this, that, and third. She ain't talking about you, whatever. And Asia, she's calling Cardi a hoe, and you don't want to have your man around her and everything. It's not about being insecure and all this other stuff. I'm like, girl, the way your man is, your man, he would do this with any other bitch in my eyes, because it's like, it don't matter if I understand what she's saying, but at the same time, if he really was loyal to you, it don't matter if he around somebody that has whole tendencies or not. If he really like loved you and cared about you like he said he would, at the end of the day, he wouldn't jeopardize his relationship. And even though Cardi kissed him back, he did make the first move on her. So that just makes it even worse on his part. You feel what I'm saying? In his loyalty towards you, the fact that he was the one who reached in for the kiss. You know what I'm saying? That makes it even worse. But anyways, moving on from that. Well, he said, you know, he reassures her that he hasn't cheated on her and all this other stuff, but we know that's a lie. So moving on from that, we get Sophie. She, you know, has a small audition or whatever for a TV role and everything that Snoop set up. Jay Adrian, Snoop's girlfriend, decides to pull up because she found out where she was at, where Sophie Green was going to be at and everything. You know, Jay, she introduces herself to her and all this other stuff, and you know, Jay is asking her, you know, are you guys required to feed strawberries and, you know, all this other stuff to each other? And Sophie was like, I mean, I was just trying to sell a product and everything, like, that's all it was. And, you know, she was like, I was feeding strawberries to everybody and all this other stuff. And, you know, Jay was like, but you don't feed strawberries to her and blase, blase. You know, Sophie says that, you know, Snoop is only helping her and everything. It's not like that they're friends. And, you know, she tells about how, you know, she helped her with the whole Jewel situation, blase, blase. And, you know, Jay is feeling some type of way because she's like, you know, Snoop should be helping me and all this other stuff. I done been here, been with her for a year and all this other stuff, and I've been out here with her. She should be helping me, blase, blase. Yeah, girl, you coming off like an opportunist. Yeah, that this whole gay for pay storyline. Yeah. But anyways, she's saying that she would did the shit with her and Snoop and the whole situation with Jewels. Sophie, you know, she's like that, you know, at the end of the day, we're both women and all this other stuff and blase, blase. And they start exchanging back and forth. And, you know, Sophie calls her a hood rat and everything. And, you know, Jay, she pushes the tables on her because it was like, you know, a whole bunch of tables in between them. So she's pushing the tables up on her, trying to intimidate her. And Sophie, she kind of reaches out to hit her. I don't remember if the hit connected or not. And, you know, of course, security came in and everything, blase, blase. And, you know, Jay realizes that Snoop lied or, you know, whatever the case may be. So, moving on from that, about the situation with Sophie. So, moving on from that, we get Rich, you know, he's having a little dinner or whatever with Ashley and, what's the girl name? His girlfriend Jade or whatever. And, She didn't know that Jade was going to come to the house or whatever. You know, it's a surprise to her and everything. Ashley, she's not here for it. You know, Jade, she says, you know, we've been dating for 6 months and everything, and she's a paralegal and all this other stuff, and she's 24 years old. And you know, Ashley feels the type of way about it because she's like, you old enough to be my big sister. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Jade is saying how she was a former model and everything, and you know, Jade is already talking about marriage and shit with Rich, and I'm just like, really, girl? You know what I'm saying? And what else happened? Ashley is saying to her she hopes that she's not like the other girls that, you know, her dad has been with. And, you know, Ashley is like, for one, you knew you was going to meet me and everything. You're coming here in some short shorts or whatever. Now, I don't remember what the fuck Jade had on and everything. And quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. Okay, but according to Ashley, she had on some short shorts, you know. She was like, your butt cheeks is hanging out and all this other stuff. And Rich, he's trying to smooth it over because, you know, he's trying to get Jade to understand how Ashley feels as, you know, as his daughter and everything. Blase, blase. So, and Jade feels like Ashley was being rude. And I mean, yeah, I guess kind of, sort of, you know, it's kind of like Jade needs to stay in her place a little bit, because she still is a child and everything, but at the same time, I do understand how she feel because that is her dad. And yeah, once the shit that we saw with this girl later on, yeah. Well, I know not, and I don't think it was in this episode. It was in the episode 5 where she started kind of acting kind of crazy. But anyway, so yeah, she felt like Ashley was being rude and everything, but whatever. So moving on from that, we get Jay and Snoop. They still haven't talked or whatever, but they're meeting at the bar for the first time in a minute or whatever. You know, she tells about, you know, Jay is telling Snoop about the meeting that she had with Sophie and everything, how she popped up on her and all this other stuff, and she's like, you know, you haven't done shit for me and everything since I've been here and all this other stuff. And Snoop pretty much felt like the audition that, you know, she set up for Sophie wasn't all that, because, you know, like it wasn't all that, you know, for her to be trying to give it to Jay and everything. You know, she wants to give Jay more than just that little audition that she gave to Sophie. So Snoop is like, if we don't have trust, we don't have none. Oh shit, I ain't gonna do that no more. That shit hurt my damn throat trying to copy her. But anyways, you know, Snoop is talking about how she was adopted and all this other stuff, and blase, and how Jay is all she has, and, you know, whatever. And Jay feels like she understands, you know, I mean, she doesn't know how it feels to be adopted and all this other stuff, but she feels like she's paying for what Snoop went through and everything. And Jay starts crying and all this other stuff, and I'm just sitting here like, I mean, her face was wet and everything, you know, she almost, you know, convinced me, but yeah. Anyway, so Jay says that, you know, she needs time, and that she's putting Snoop on probation and all this other stuff, and, you know, and Snoop leaves because she's pissed off and everything. She like, fuck that probation bullshit that you talking about. So anyways, moving on from that, you know, the last thing in this episode, we get Cardi. She's performing and everything. The crowd is hype or whatever. Asia, she pops up at Old Boy's hotel or whatever, because earlier in the episode when they were at dinner, he told her that he would give her, like, you know, the information to his room and all this other stuff. So she's trying to set up something sexy for him at the hotel or whatever. And next thing you know, he walks in with Cardi B and everything, and he's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, Asia was supposed to be in London by now and everything. And, you know, Cardi is like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, without warning, Cardi starts to attack the girl, you know what I'm saying? And they scrapping and everything. Security has to come in and blase, and, you know, Cardi was like, you know, I ain't even been doing shit with your man or whatever, but now you got my name in your mouth, I'm gonna take your man and all this other stuff. And next thing you know, Cardi, she throws her wig and she's saying, you know, welcome to New York, bitch, and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God. And she's sitting up here saying how, you know, she not going to work with Swift no more and all this other stuff. And how, you know, Swift going to allow her to disrespect her and all this other stuff. And then, you know, Asia, she pretty much is done and everything. And Asia, she's trying to understand how he going to let Cardi disrespect her. And then Cardi feels like how Swift gonna let Asia disrespect her and all this other stuff. But that pretty much was like the end of that episode, and it is a continuation with that situation. So in episode 5, so I will give y'all my actual thoughts on that situation when I do the review for episode 5. But yeah, y'all give me y'all thoughts on episode 4. You know, if it's some things I left out, y'all put it in there. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I'll be right back for episode 5. Peace.